Hi, the story that I chose for this week was called Children of the Dust Bowl, the true story of the school at Weed Patch Camp. And the story was written by Jerry Stanley. And it was about the problems that were faced by the children, particularly during the times of the Dust Bowl. And it focuses on the Oklahoma residents who were attempting to migrate to California in order to escape the hardships that they were facing. And they were hoping that the promises of better jobs and prosperity in California were true. Unfortunately, when they got there, they were not, because most of the jobs had already been taken, and so they just continued to live in poverty and to barely scrape by. But what this book focuses on is what the children were going through. And a man named Leo Hart actually started a school for these children. And basically, the idea of this school was to continue to educate the children despite the problems that they were facing, and to plant a seed of hope in them and to help them to continue to follow their dreams and continue to move forward despite the problems that they were having to deal with and despite the economic crisis and everything else that was going on within their families. And I think this book is great for children to read. Not only are they able to read and learn more about the Dust Bowl and the historical aspect of the book, but they're also able to get a sense of what it was like to be a child during that time, and it's really easy for them to relate to, and it allows them to see what those experiences were like and to be able to have that same seed of hope that can be planted in them despite problems that they may be facing, whether it be issues at home or at school or whatever the case is. And the activity that I chose for this book, because of it probably being targeted towards the upper elementary level, I wanted to do something that was more advanced. And so I chose to do a research project where students would either by themselves or maybe even pair up in a small group or whatever, and they would do a small research project where they would compare the issues that were dealt with during the times of the Dust Bowl and compare those issues to the issues that we have today. So economic factors and occupation, employment rates, those kinds of things, and to allow them to get that research experience as well as get an idea of how the times have changed and how they've stayed the same.